I don't see that. Who's that hotshot Swedish girl? I don't see her in the. She must have.
She qualified 14th. Lynn Svan, the one who won. You're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
So,
Yeah.
geez.
She qualified 14th. Are we level here? Do we need to?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not sorry.
You look really.
Well, you've got the taller stool again.
No. They're the same.
I just sit low. I have long legs, long lower legs.
I've heard. Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
So hey, we need to talk about Davos. We need to wrap up
Davos, right?
Davos weekend.
Right.
What a hell of a weekend.
It was great.
So I'm going to propose that we should talk primarily about the U.S. team.
Yes.
Because there's so damn much to talk about.
Good.
You were right. Sophie qualified.
Sophie qualified.
Yeah,
we had
you predicted that.
She did. You know, she had a hell of a day. She, as I tell people, she won 3 races and came in third in the fourth.
That's
not
correct.
bad.
Not bad. That's a
Anybody
pretty
goes
good day.
win and take third?
Yep.
She's skiing stronger this year. You know, she's looking good.
She looked phenomenal. What I really enjoyed watching her was she was making moves in really confident places. She was setting up the climb so that would be the move instead of just trying to survive it and then use her handling and her cornering to sneak in. You know, she wasn't until the final. There was that moment when she set up the same move outside corner to come to the front that she had used in both of the previous rounds. And Lynn Svan stepped in front of her. Yeah. And Sophie had to pick someone to follow.
Yeah,
she
right.
couldn't get a lane of her own.
Yeah.
She picked Macon.
Why? Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
Last year
against Lynn Svan, the 14th qualifier, who then left them both cold, just skied away. I mean, you got to give it to her. What a move there against established stars.
I got a Swedish friend, Leonard Strand, and I wrote him and I said, "Where are you digging up all these fast women?" I said, "You must have some special kind of goat cheese you're feeding her. We're going to have WADA do a survey, a study of the goat cheese doping."
Yeah.
You know? Jeez.
But how about this? Qualifying results. Sophie Caldwell, first. Sadie Bjornsson, 5th. Diggins, 6th. Then we had Kern, 23rd. Swerble, 28th.
Yeah, that's 5. That's
5.
Excellent.
That's
everybody who entered qualified.
Yeah. Everyone who entered qualified. That's stellar. That's just to have, and in a good field, to have Julia and Haley pop those kind of results up is great. It's hard to expect those kids to advance much in the heats, and you could see Haley in particular just sort of figuring out to be where to be and when to be there and when to make the effort and how to make it count, compared to Sophie, who's got so much experience.
Yeah,
that'll come. But those two, those were a real highlight for me.
Yeah, it was good.
On the day, I got to say that, Sadie and Jesse qualifying 5th and 6th, great.
Yeah.
But I guess it says a bunch about our strength, the team strength, and our expectations for those stars that I can say I'm disappointed by the day. For those two.
Yeah, they didn't advance.
To only get one skier into the semis.
Yeah.
And Soph made a good run of it there, and obviously a lot to celebrate. But I think there was more available if we had gotten better.
I think
better heat racing out of.
They'll have better sprints.
So one thing that I need to know, and I'm going to go right ahead and nerd out on what I see about the performance of the skis, because that's kind of my...
Oh, yeah, sure.
I focus on that. After qualifying, and I never saw a video of qualifying, my assumption was, my God, those guys must have done something special to have produced those kind of results. Looking away from the women for a minute, the men. How about the men? What did we enter? 3 guys, and they all got top 30 times. 2 of them tied for 30th.
Yeah.
Which was just fantastic. Every single starter from the U.S. was in the top 30.
They qualified. That was good.
That was phenomenal.
Unusual.
So Simi in 8th, and then we had Kevin and Logan Hanneman in 30th and 30th. And so what I understand, and I haven't looked this up, but I've heard it from 2 different sources, when they're tied to the 100th of a second, they use the fist points as a tiebreaker. to decide who goes on. So,
All right.
Logan lost out based on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are two of the greatest guys. I've got Logan Hanneman. I've known for long enough, and I definitely recognize him. I've got a really embarrassing story about Kevin, who was a University of Utah skier. I worked on skis for him that Sweeney had sent. I had watched when he first showed up on the World Cup as a Continental Cup skier or something. He qualified, got over there, and got some results, and immediately got some attention. I was standing back home and cheering, and yeah, go Kevin Bolger. And then I ended up going over to Homenko for the 50K because it was Noah's last race, and I sat down in the dining hall across from this big, tall, skinny kid. I didn't know him well enough, and I looked at him. The guy looked rail thin. I thought, hey, are you a jumper or something? I said that to him. He goes, no, I'm Kevin. I was like, Kevin who? Oh, Bolger. I was so embarrassed. I was also jet lagged, and there was maple syrup all over my clothes and whatever. Sorry, Kevin. I'm a big fan.
Oh, boy.
But the qualifying, that's the best day we've ever had. Those guys had to have done something special with the skis. Mm-hmm. They had to have. That valley, it warms up, I think. I know it changes a lot. I didn't see anything to differentiate our skis from the field. What was really interesting, though, is I felt like in the first lap on the downhill, our skiers were losing time. In the second lap on the downhill, they were at least holding steady or maybe picking up. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I recognize this several times. Yeah. First lap I go, well, Sophie's skis aren't very good. Second lap, she's coming through, and that wasn't just once. Mm-hmm. And so of course, it gets me thinking about how they're applying the material and getting. We know the skis start to slow down as soon as they hit the snow. Sure. And that's a big deal. Whatever they did on the day, we have to give the service team credit for another good day. Just like we saw in Lillehammer, those guys are on a roll. They're doing good work, and I'm going to be the first guy to criticize them and tell the world that they screwed up, but they sure didn't screw up here. Good. It looks really good. The heats, we already said. Sophie.
And Simi?
Simi,
he did well to make the finals. So he was coming in on one heat. I forget what was a quarter or the semi, and he was clearly out of first or second. So he knew he had to go for the lucky loser, and he really hammered it and made the lucky loser. Maybe made lucky loser twice.
He advanced all the way to the finals on lucky loser.
That's tough.
That guy, he kept putting moves in there. Some of them stuck, some of them didn't, but he never once backed down all day. And that's not something you've always been able to say about Simi. Yeah. He gets pissed off and screw it, whatever. I texted him and I said, hey, I've put in my share of yelling at the screen when I think you ski like a pansy, but that was not this weekend. I've seen him look physically sharper. I've never seen him race better. Yeah. That made me proud to call Simi a Caldwell.
That's right. He had that family reputation to consider. I mean, he's hitched up to a Caldwell. Oh boy, that can be tough. Oh.
That can. That's a heavy burden. Fortunately, he's getting some help bringing home the hardware. He doesn't need, so
that's
that
right.
burden's off.
That's right. Yeah.
No, that was.
Yeah, he was good. He's good.
So
and the next day, of course, his. Well, I want to say something about the special race, the interval race. Especially about the men. Yeah, we can talk about the women in a minute, but the men's placings looked discouraging. Our top guy was 38th, Carl. And I did a little arithmetic, I call it. He came in a minute 55 behind or something. That figures out to about 6%. Now, if somebody was 6%, the competition in the men has always been much tougher, much stiffer. If someone was 6% behind in the ladies' race, they'd have been in 13th place. And that's the difference in the competition. So the men's fields are fiercely competitive. So 38th as a placing, you say, 38. But less than 2 minutes behind, that's a good result in any 15K. I don't care if the conditions are fast and it's skating and it's a 35-minute race. 2 minutes or less behind is significant. That's good skiing. So that was
I agree.
good. I think that was a good result. And Simi wasn't far behind. I think 2 minutes and change behind in the 40s. So he had a good race.
It's also worth noting as we were watching that race that it didn't look like the guys were going that fast.
Oh, I know they'll look slow.
Yeah,
I commented.
So yeah, you said, what are they doing? They're going so slow. It's only a 15K, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's at altitude.
Yeah.
It's not a hard course, which makes it a very hard course because it's gradual.
Yeah.
There are 30 seconds worth of really hard climbs in there is I think what Devin Kershaw said on the interview with.
Did you see the
Jason
profile?
Elder.
It's
I've skied the
2.5
course.
minutes up, distance wise.
Yep.
Whew.
So
Yeah.
almost you climb until about 3K and then you blast back down.
And
But it's mostly gradual, and every centimeter of that downhill is skiing.
Yeah.
You gotta work the descent.
Yeah.
And
that's a big difference in the times on the downhills.
Huge difference in the times on the downhills.
I think that's good. The downhill skiing is part of skiing, and the downhills, you should be able to make time on the downhills.
Yep. Well,
you can't have straight downhills where people just go straight and get an outrun because there's no separation of time. So you have to have curves and transitions and all that kind of stuff in a downhill if you're going to have a true cross-country race.
So it wasn't the kind of pacing that we see in a 30K in Davos, but even in the 15K, it's worth pointing out that when Kyle hit the first split, he was second to last.
Yeah.
And way, like 20 some odd seconds out, and with only 20 skiers through, and not even the fast guys. And we were shaking our heads and going, oh man, that poor guy. Well, that was downright.
Yeah,
sensible.
he paced himself pretty well.
He did. That's good. And
he'll gain confidence. The next time he'll know he can go push a little faster, maybe at the beginning or something.
I don't know what his opportunities are. He was the Continental Cup leader for period 1. He's not much of a sprinter. I really hope that he's got some more chances over there because I feel like that's good indication that he's just starting to come in.
I think I read he's coming home for the Nationals, but
right. Well,
so
he's not good.
He'll be in the Tour de Ski.
Anyone who thinks that he's easy picking at Nationals has got another thing coming. That kid's going to come home and be plenty fast. That is a legitimate performance, and that's worth noting.
And the
now,
ladies today.
We can't talk about the ladies yet.
Oh,
There's
right.
another performance to talk about that I've got to mention today. British team has been good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Andrew Young qualified 6th in the sprint. He's a hell of a sprinter. He has had some great sprints. He's made finals, I know. He got bumped out in his quarter in the sprint, and I thought, Youngie, not in shape. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Musgrave's in terrible shape. I think he's been really, really hammering the training. I love that British team. I really like Roy Young, the guy who's really shepherded that crew along, and they're just a great group, and the nicest guys you could ever meet. And Andrew in particular, Andrew Young, is absolute salt of the earth. Just no one better to cheer for in the sport. So today, when the camera finally turned over from biathlon, the first shot was Youngie sitting in the hot seat.
That's right.
He was bid number 2, and he was the leader. And he's got a huge grin on his face, and I'm going, well, he must have had a good race. That's good. Well, then the splits started coming in.
And he lasted up there for quite a while.
He finished 8th place.
Yeah.
This is maybe the most significant result by any Brit ever, up there with the top 10 significant results by any Anglophile. I mean, this guy had a career race in Davos. That was exceptional. The guy's like 5 feet 17 inches, and I mean, he's huge. He's a lunk of a man, and he's a great sprinter. He's fantastic on his feet, a really good technician, but you don't pick him for a distance race at altitude. I don't know what he got for rides. I haven't gone back and analyzed things. It was all before the TV coverage started.
Yeah.
But that's something to celebrate. What a fantastic result.
They should be happy.
So yeah, Andrew Young, the guys he beats, I mean, Emil Iversen right behind him. That was an exceptional result. For all that the U.S. has to celebrate, that maybe had me more excited than anything this weekend. Really, really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we talked about the men. Kruger, Ustigoff, Colonia, Niskanen, Magnificat. It's kind of usual suspects. Worth noting that the French did show up in Davos after an atrocious start in Scandinavia. So good for them. It was fun. Freeman wrote me a note. Actually, this I owe Chris some recognition here. Where is it? 7 countries in the top 10. He pointed that out. Just when the sport looked more doomed than ever. Good point. And that's what we were calling for last weekend, and that's good to see. He also pointed out that he said, I had to chastise you for repeating Johaug's alibi. She wasn't banned for lip balm. She was banned for clostebol.
For what?
Last show, I said that Therese Johaug had been banned for lip balm.
Yeah.
Because it's a shadow. It's ever there. And Chris said she wasn't banned for lip balm. She was banned for steroids.
Steroids.
Yeah. He just wanted to make that point.
Yeah.
Chris is kind of a hardliner on these things.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Steroids, yes.
Where was I? Where was it? Okay. We got to pull up the
ladies.
Because this gets fun.
They had great results.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Therese Johaug, Heidi Vang, Jessie Diggins.
She's amazing.
I'm disappointed.
Oh,
I'm disappointed. Third place, I expected more. Third place wasn't good enough. She got beat by Therese Johaug. She got beat. Heidi Vang picked up 3 seconds on Jessie in the last 2 kilometers of downhill skiing.
And the downhill, yeah.
I think Jessie paced it wrong.
Well, maybe she had little skis. Maybe Jess' skis weren't so good.
I'm gonna say that Jessie's skis were just fine. I don't think we had bad skis, and I know Cork doesn't screw up a skate race in Davos.
Mm-hmm.
The team had great skis this weekend. It's possible. I couldn't tell by looking. Skis looked fine. I think she got real tired. She spent a long time on the ground afterwards, and you always know Jessie's going to turn herself inside out. That's her quality. That's why she's a fantastic head-to-head skier and the world's best relay finisher. She's won 5K individual starts.
Sure.
She's got to be able to win these. And to Johaug, maybe she's untouchable, but I expect Jessie, I expect you to beat Heidi Vang. I want more.
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
But good job. It's still nice to have podiums. I mean, what a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Sadie, 9th place. Probably not her course, although, those downhills, she can make great pace on them. I doubt Sadie's excited by that result. That's a day at the office. Mm-hmm. That's nothing more for Sadie.
It's nice to have those days. Any day at the office, yeah.
Any day at the office where you're top 10 is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
If Sadie were to be outside of the top 10 now, I would be wondering how they had screwed her up. Like, what did they do to her?
Well,
she's
in
a
bad race, bad wax, or something. There's so many variables.
We've got legitimate stars.
Yeah.
This is great. And I was bummed that Rosie didn't start today. I don't know
I think she's sick. She has a cold.
Okay.
Probably,
That's a bummer because this was a good opportunity for her.
Yeah.
And distance skate at altitude
But Rosie and Swerble.
So this is the thing,
Kern,
right? Look at this. This
Kern
is
had a hell of a race.
I'm disappointed by Diggins and Sadie, our stars. They're both in the top 10, and I'm not excited about that. I'm excited about the team. I know you are.
Yeah.
I know you are. Julia Kern 19th, Haley Swerble 21st, Rosie Frankowski 23rd. Rosie weighs a little more than a bag of feathers, not much. She was I think she was 17th with 2K to go, so she lost some time on that descent. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But this.
Yeah, but that's good.
I've really been hoping to see her pop back into that range again, and she absolutely did it here. I went back, I reviewed the footage, didn't get to see Haley ski. I'm just super excited about the result and the weekend for both Julia and Haley. These two were on a World Junior Championship medal-winning relay team, along with Catherine Ogden, who is gonna ski the Tour de Ski if she wants to, because she has wrapped up the Period 1 Continental Cup out in Sun Valley.
Oh, is that right? Good.
Okay, that's 3 of the legs, And Hannah Halverson, the fourth, is an equally talented skier who's got, she's dealing with a quite bad injury, and hopeful and certain she'll be better. She'll be back. It's going to be a little while.
Yeah.
But we have four exceptional
Good.
talents, and they're all intact.
That's good. That's good.
I can't wait to see Catherine get over there because, she's not on the U.S. ski team anymore because she's chosen college and she didn't meet the mathematical whatever.
I know.
I know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But she's not disappeared, and she's every bit.
She'll be around.
Yeah, she's every bit in there. That would have been fun to see her in that race as well. But Julia, Haley, Rosie Frankowski. Julia Kern started 30 seconds ahead of Charlotte Kalla. Charlotte caught her just after 2.2K, the camera placement, and Julia skied behind her.
That was good learning.
She skied behind her to 8 kilometers and then passed her and beat her on the downhill.
That's pretty good. Julia's skiing with Sophie in the team sprint this weekend.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That'll be good. They've got a history in that team sprint.
Yeah.
They did all right last year.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be great. That was a fantastic weekend of racing.
Yeah.
That was just an awful lot of fun.
They all like Davos too. And the weather was good and the scenery there. How could you beat the scenery? I've been there several times, Davos. Oh yeah, it's great.
So Amy and I have started making it a point to try to grab a couple days in Davos when we're over picking skis in the middle of Europe. You can rent good mountain bikes, and we've gone and stayed at Kessler's Kulm up in Wolfgang on the pass, where the team stayed for years and years. And the first time we checked in there, the proprietor, Heinz Kessler, came and found us at dinner because he saw our last name on the guest registry, and he sat down and he started chatting and he talked about Tim.
Yeah.
And he said Tim used to bring him maple leaf syrup.
Yeah.
And how is Tim? How is everything? And then he said, but he doesn't bring me maple leaf syrup anymore. But it's okay. Now I have Sophie.
Now we have Sophie.
And we saw him again this summer, and he came and found us. And
good.
It's the national team pictures and all their promo poster and everything are up in the lobby. That hotel really considers itself, sort of the home of the ski team.
Yeah, they love it.
I hope and trust that they've been staying there because it really does. I know Noah always said that place, going to Davos feels like going home in the middle of the winter. So
that's a good place.
That's I'm not surprised to see the great results. And your son Sverre is over there this weekend, right? I thought I caught a glimpse of him on the sprint course, holding some poles or something. And I'm so pleased that he was there to see that weekend.
Yeah, he said it was a good day.
Oh, that's good. Good to him.
Yeah. So that takes us out of topics. For me, I want to say that about the man. They're doing great, and I keep repeating this. It takes a while to get acclimated. When 6-hour time zone change, if you're from the east, more if you're from the west.
So what do we got coming? Planica,
2 sprints.
2 sprints.
Individual Saturday and team on Sunday. And I think it'll be diluted field. None of the distance skiers will go over there. I mean, from our team or any other team. Why would they?
Just a sprint weekend. Well, that'll be interesting. I don't have a whole lot of problems.
And there aren't many World Cup points. You don't get points for the team sprint, but you'll get pickup points for the
individual. So what was interesting is you got to assume Klæbo is going for the overall. He won the sprint on Saturday. Didn't even start the distance race.
He's probably resting.
I reckon he'll be.
I told you, he's not in top form yet.
If that's not in top form, I don't really like.
He's good enough so he can sometimes fake it through.
Hey, the other note from the weekend, we got to start paying attention to Ivo Niskanen in skate races. I guess he kind of blew up, but that guy was top of the splits for a long time. And for a classic specialist, he's starting to look like an all-rounder, and you can see it in early season. He won against a stacked field in Finland in a skate race as well.
But if he gets into a pursuit, there's a good chance for him.
Yeah, Well, what's interesting is he could cause a selection in the Classic, but it didn't work for him. You know, he hammered the Classic in Lillehammer, and he got dropped in the skate.
Yeah.
Didn't work. I don't know if he's. We'll find out, I guess. But he's a threat in anything now.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody. Well, the Russians did well in the men's today. They may have only had 3 or 4 in the top 10, but I think they had 11th and 12th or something. They
were very
about
strong.
5 guys up there. They, oh boy, and so they're in good shape.
Yeah, it seems like they're coming around pretty quickly. Let's see. Second with Ustchigov, Spitsov in 6th, Bolshinov 7th, Melnichenko 11th. But for that matter, you had Magnificat 5th for France, and then France 12, 13, 14.
Pretty good.
That's impressive.
pretty
That's
good.
impressive for them, given the start they had. They were nowhere.
Yeah.
It's fun to see international racing.
Yeah.
Andrew Young, 8th place.
Yeah.
That's the performance. That's the performance of the whole year. I don't care what else happens.
Just wait.
All right.
Okay.
That's good.
Gotta go home. All right. Good.